Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. We are in a very important time in the market. In yesterday's video, I show you that we were about to close the weekly candle, potentially confirming 3 out of 4 of the most important breakouts of Bitcoin against other assets. And in today's video, we're going to look into those charts and we're going to see what happened. If you are in Bitcoin, you do not want to miss the confirmation. We're also going to look into the daily time frame, the levels that are going to attract possibly the price for a retest of this breakout, what's going on at the moment with the volume, market open is coming. I have some news about the weekly as well that are not so positive as many of you might be expecting, so make sure that you don't miss any of this information. Guys, if you like this type of content, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I put out one of these videos. Yesterday's video we made it to 300 likes. Today's Monday market open. I'm sure we can make it to 100 likes. I will really appreciate that. And once again, don't forget to write down in this tweet the altcoins that you want me to review later on today. Follow the instructions on the tweet to make sure that you are participating. So let's get started with the daily. As usual, you can see here that we continue to hold above the upward sloping trend line. And as yesterday we mentioned, we are looking for a retest. And the retest could be somewhere meeting the dotted upwards one, or it could be the downwards one at around 50. The thing I forgot to show you yesterday is in the price, what is the corresponding prices for 55 and 50 RSI on the daily, so we can have a more clear expectation of what is a proper retest. If we test on the dotted yellow trend line, that will be 55 RSI, and that is precisely 63K. When looking at the liquidation levels, that 63K is around here, and we are getting very close to get there. We start from 63.3 now, just because some positions were open at 8 a.m. this morning. You can see that the red starts right from that low, whereas these liquidations in here started from people shorting yesterday at 3 p.m. These are all UK times, but we could also go to this lower end of 62, 61.5, and that most likely coincides with an RSI of 50, which is the downwards trend line. You can see that now is pointing at 61.3. Magic. This is all RSI and liquidation levels seem to be in complete agreement, which is mind-blowing in a way. So right at this trend line, we have liquidation levels. Typically, when they get hit, the price bounces, but sometimes the bounce is not enough to then later break below it. So the right thing to do now is to start monitoring if the retest is successful or not. Let's go into the 4-hour, and here is where we could start seeing some confusing signals, because we have this trend line that is supporting the price from early August. We haven't broken below it, and right now we are testing it once again at 58 RSI. And the thing is, eventually this trend line is gonna get broken. This could happen later if we continue to hold at levels of 70. If we go very bullish, we could go to levels of 80 and still start goofing around here, putting higher highs and higher lows. Alternatively, if we go for that 61, we most likely are going to break below it earlier. And that might not necessarily mean that we are back into a bear market. It might mean it's just that in the short term, things might slow down a little bit further before we start seeing the outcomes of the weekly breakouts that we are about to show later in the video, which is probably why you are watching this video. If we were to do something like that, maybe this channel continues, but below the trend line, finding a new trend line to hold it. That means just a slowdown. If we break down and we start building a channel in this direction, if that happened, I will let you know on Twitter as soon as I feel that things have shifted to a channel down on the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, we can see that we are still respecting the upwards sloping trend line, which we could continue to hold for a little while. You can see that we have flagged all the liquidation levels at the top and on the bottom, the most significant ones. We have already taken this one so we can get rid of it. This one is gone. We have half of this one at 65K taken, and we have at 67K as well. We have fair value gaps below the CPR level. I would prefer that we don't go straight away to take them, but there is a likelihood that we could go and take them. I would prefer that we first go to 67, because the target of this triangle, if you take it from the bottom of it after the breakout, should be to get to 72.5. So if we don't go to 67 and we don't continue going into the 70s straight away, we are risking that some pro traders are gonna think that the breakout is failed. And since on 65 we have already put a double, they're gonna say that's it. This was the breakout, we're coming to lower levels. We're gonna look into the weekly time frame and we're gonna see why they are most likely wrong on that, because the power of the weekly is way stronger than the daily and than the 4-hour. And as I mentioned yesterday, after this candle that was in formation touching the resistance on the MA, it saw a rejection and now is pointing back down. It actually pulled back quite substantially to 1.22 and now is pointing down, still not putting a low. Maybe we shouldn't care that much about that one, at least not yet. And one thing I forgot to show you is that in the Big Well Explorer, you can show the source of all these inflows versus outflows from large holders. And I remember this, and if you go to my Twitter, I published this chart as well, and it was way higher. That means that some withdrawals took place, reducing this ratio back into 32,000 and ultimately creating now a continued trend to the downside without necessarily even touching the MA, which is great. And let's look at the megaphone pattern. This is worth watching for half an hour just in silence, because it's beautiful to see that after 2 attempts and some fake outs to the downside, we have finally conquered the bull market support band. We closed slightly above it at 64.2. The MA at that point was at $64.60, so $150 above it. We seem to be retesting the bull market support band, although I will say that there's still quite a big chance that we come back inside the bull market support band, which ends at 61.7, and we take some of that liquidity. What will be really bullish is to leave a week, just a week here, and on candle close, we close somewhere around here above it, similar to this candle in here, but located in this week candle. Closing in green this week will be also amazing. What actually will be life-changing is if we end this week with a candle right up the resistance, punishing all the shorts that we have here. And believe me that there are so many shorts there that the short squeeze that could trigger could catapult the price way beyond the all-time high very easily. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still have some work to do in this area. And here we have liquidations. We are on a Monday. Markets need to open. We need to monitor what's going on with the general markets as well. We can see how after the breakout, the volume has put new lows, which means that now the interest in continuing in a straight line to the upside has been massively reduced, which is clearly telling us that Bitcoin is waiting to see what happens with market open. And yeah, guys, on the weekly, we close right at the resistance. I told you that this week we were not gonna get the breakout of this. I also told you over the weekend that what we were gonna get as a compromise is a stochastic RSI bullish crossover, and we got it. You might be wondering, why are we above it? Well, this is the weekly candle of this week that is still in progress, which might end up the week pointing down from the resistance or pointing up. So unfortunately, we cannot count victory from the point of view of the RSI weekly. We have to read it right as it is. It's a weekly resistance. We are below weekly resistance on the RSI. So this week, our current week, has the job to tell us whether we have enough momentum now to continue going higher to produce that weekly breakout, or if we see a rejection. Now, I got 3 out of 4 breakouts that Bitcoin is already doing against the most important assets that complement the TA of Bitcoin. We're going to look into those in just a minute. If you're following me on Twitter, you already know what's going to be the outcome. So make sure you're following me. My handle is Trading Parrot. And today we are on the fear and greed index at 55. So we have already entered the grid after spending pretty much all August flipping between neutral and fear. And at some point, we also had some extreme fear. As you can see, the fair value is still there. Over the whole weekend, the price never wanted to move. I wonder if they're doing it on purpose. You can see that the closing price on the CME was 63.8, 63.9, and we opened at 64.5 on CME. We went high to 65.2, and we already closed the CME gap. It's so narrow, that CME gap, that is not even worth trading with just 1%. So let's move on. But on Ethereum, we still have a massive CME gap right above the price, which we have closed partially going to 2.8, but it spans all the way to 3K. Guys, I really want to extend a massive thank you for what you have done this weekend in my channel. This is really telling me that this is the content that you guys want to watch, because on Saturday we made 1.2K views for the first time in a single day on a TA video in my channel. And on Sunday, I published a very late video and it already made it to 1.8K views. If you scroll down through my channel and you watch all my TA videos, none of them get to 1K in a single day. In fact, most of them are around the 700, 500 views in a day. And my most popular videos in the past are all to do with trading bots, which is something that I continue to cover in my channel, but a lot less, because I discovered that my main passion when it comes to being an influencer is to talk about TA and educating people on how to navigate the markets. I will still continue to put 2 or 3, 4 videos a month about trading bots, and it is in my Discord channel where I still continue to be actively discussing with members about how to set up trading bots and how to find successful strategies using my indicators combined with other third-party indicators as well. So thank you so much for that. Yesterday as well, I asked if we can get 100 likes on the video on Sunday, and let's see, now we went 3x what I asked you for, so I really appreciate that. And if you can get this video to get to 100 likes, that will be phenomenal, really changing for the channel to continue to tell the YouTube algorithm that you actually like this content. Later today, I'm gonna release as well an altcoin video. And the coins that I'm going to be reviewing are going to be the ones that you reply to this tweet. So find this tweet, go there, and make sure that you comment with the coins that you want me to review, like these people are doing, but don't forget to like the tweet and to click the repost. First, the people that follow those instructions, I'm gonna take those coins and review them in a video. Now let's go to the cherry on top of the cake of this video, and let's announce whether we manage or not to break out on the charts with the spread. Bitcoin versus the VIX broke out last night with the weekly candle close, so we can consider that an actual breakout. That's a fact, no one can challenge that, but I have to tell you, past performance doesn't guarantee future performance. There is always the risk that, for example, a breakout like this one that you're having in here fakes out, comes back in the range, and then you need to move the trend line like this. So don't assume that this breakout will hold. There's always such risk. Next one, the Federal Reserve liabilities has also broken out. So we got 2 out of 4 so far. The Nasdaq unfortunately closed slightly below the resistance, but we are pointing still towards that trend line. So maybe next week we could see it if Bitcoin continues going higher. And the one against the DXY has also broken out. It's a very small breakout, but it is a valid one. So we got 3 out of 4 breakouts confirmed against the most important assets that I can think of in a spread chart. I'll keep you updated if later this week we may start seeing or not an in-progress breakout against the Nasdaq. It will be awesome to get 4 out of 4. Guys, I'm currently hosting a position airdrop on Bybit. You trade with $100 and they give you additional $500 to trade for free using the coins in this list. All you have to do is open the description of this video, click on the top link to activate activate this promotion and follow the instructions. I also left you a referral link for opening a new account on Bybit. If you use my referral link, you can claim up to 30,000 in rewards. And I remind you that connecting your Bybit account to the tradingparrot.com could give you any of these memberships for free, giving you access to all the indicators I have ever done, access to the community, and the most powerful tools to trade with bots at the moment. Make sure you have a look. See you on the next one. Bye bye.